Okay, so let me set the scene for you. You bought a really expensive matte box and your rig looks awesome. You're gonna get tons of new clients, but the last thing you need to complete your setup are some filters to go into the matte box. All you need is a few 4x5.65 inch cinema filters and you'll be set. Some NDs and maybe some effect filters, and then the whole look is done. You go to the Tiffin website because you've heard of ProMist, or maybe you use it, and you're like, I'm just gonna get that in a rectangle, and boom, the price is stupid. And then you go to Revar because you found them on Google and equally as expensive. And then you're like, I don't know, maybe Schneider can help me out, and before you know it, you're pricing out filters that are the same price as your matte box. And the question is, why are these filters so expensive? Well, that answer differs from brand to brand, but what I can tell you is they don't have to be. In reality, you can get cinema filters for matte boxes for less than $50. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to try and show you the difference between these cinema ND filters, these 4x5.65 inch filters, which cost about $40 each in the bundle from K&F, and this variable ND filter, which costs $300 from ProMaster, and just show you that the rectangular ones are better, really, is what it comes down to. So right now, you're looking at just like a product shot, essentially, and I'm at 1.4, and because I have the ND64 on the camera right now, I had to crank the Cine EI up to 12,800, the high base, just because I'm taking away so much light with the ND. So if I take the ND out, this is actually what the image looks like. So that's a lot, and it's just clean across the whole image. Like, it's really clean, and I like that out of these filters. So now I'm going to switch to the variable ND filter. So I'm going to swing that away. Come on, buddy. Come on. Thread it on. There we go. Okay, so now we have the variable ND filter. And I mean, just like, look at that. Look at all of the... I don't even know how to describe this. Look at all the fringing that creeps into the corners from the polarizer. So like at a bright level, you know, like it's a little bright, it's fine. Like throughout most of the variable ND, it's fine. Like it goes all the way out here. But most variable NDs, once you get to their most intense, they're gonna really come down on you with that X look in the corners. And if I just crank it all the way to the end, you can see how it's really doing something nasty in the corners and changing the colors. Almost like this is unacceptable, essentially. And this is coming from a $300 ND filter. And so, you know, it's really a no-brainer to me what I want to use. I also wanted to show you this other cinema filter from K&F. This is their 1/8 black mist filter. It cost a little more than the ND filters at about $80, but in my opinion, it's also worth it. It's an effects filter similar to a Tiffin Pro Mist, so it acts to diffuse your image, giving it kind of a cinematic, hazy quality. I don't know if you'll be able to tell just by filming a subject here. I've put it in the rotating tray of the matte box, but I'm just going to lift it really quickly. This is no filter, and then this is with filter. I think the biggest tell is going to be the light test. Take the flashlight, and I mean, yeah, you see the haze, and then let's just remove the filter. And there we go. So no filter. Filter, yeah, it's pretty obvious to me. So it all depends on kind of what you're looking for in terms of a look, but an equivalent Tiffin or Schneider filter that does a similar thing would literally be 7-8 times more expensive than this K&F that, in my opinion, does essentially as good of a job. Something to consider. I honestly cannot recommend these filters enough. They're absolutely fantastic. Based on what I've seen online, I think a lot of people, especially in the entry level, think that you have to spend a ton of money to get into this rectangular filter format. But 4x5.65 inch cinema filters are now available at prices that are comparable to circular filters. And I've changed my entire workflow to utilize them to the point where I'm even shooting on a K&F one right now, just because they are that handy. I don't have to mess with step-up rigs. I don't have to change my lenses or change my setup. They just slot in, and honestly, it's also given me a better idea of how many stops I need to shave off of my image, making me, in theory, a better cinematographer. Now, the expensive ones I mentioned before likely do offer a level of refinement that is absent from the budget ones I've discussed, but I'm not running back to the rental house anytime soon because that difference to my eye is very, very minor. It has never been a better time to upgrade your kit with relatively low-cost cinema filters, and several brands can help you do so. Overall, K&F Concepts has done a great job creating a high-performance cinema filter at an extremely appealing price, allowing cinematographers to finally get the most performance out of their matte box systems without breaking the bank. Links to all the products featured in this video will be in the description below, along with a coupon code from K&F to save 12% across their site. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.